Hello everyone, and welcome to Destiny 2. Not quite Beyond Light, even though that's what it says on the title screen. No, we're not looking at a new expansion today. Today, we're looking at the new seasonal content that has come with Season of the Splicer, which dropped yesterday, but unfortunately, due to server issues and then being busy in real life, I wasn't able to record until now. So, whoops, a little later coming out than I anticipated, but it's okay. It's okay, it's fine. We got there. Now, you might be asking yourself, Tom, why are we playing Destiny? This isn't something you've ever played on the channel before, and realistically, it doesn't exactly match up with a lot of the other things, if most things, that you play on the channel. Well, there's a reason for that. The reason is my, character, my avatar, my profile picture, my character that's on my end screen, a variety of different places, the little head that I put on a lot of my thumbnails. You can see him right here. This is him. And he's pretty awesome. He's pretty great. I like him a lot. He and I have been through a lot together. And when I needed a mascot for the channel, I figured, what better? He's exclusively me. So, I figured, seeing as how there's some new interesting looking content coming out for Destiny, what better time to have a little bit of a chance to represent here on the channel. So, this isn't going to be a series or anything. I just figured it would be a little fun to have some alternative content. Unfortunately, due to the aforementioned server issues that I encountered yesterday, the cutscene that would nominally be playing at the start of this isn't going to play. So I'm going to insert it right here.
This morning, for the first time in humanity's long and storied history, the sun did not rise. Osiris tells me it's a Vex simulation that has plunged the city into an endless night. It seems they have found a way to harness our energy against us. And even in all his wisdom, Osiris can offer no solution. I don't know what will happen if we can't break the Vex's hold over the city. I do know that we must protect our people, no matter the cost. The Vex are machines, and no one understands machines better than the Elixir. Osiris and I can only think of one we might turn to. Mithrax, Kell of House Light. My spies report he claims to be among the last sacred splicers, those with the power to commune with machines. He may be our best and only hope. Find him, Guardian, before the Vex do.
Guardian, I greet you in the light. It is I, Mithrax, or Mithrax, as your people say. I speak to you through a servitor we liberated from the House of Salvation. It fuels our camp now, turning raw matter into the ether we need to survive. I will use it to study the Paradrome cube you recovered from the Vex. In this way, it will provide for us both. We are settling into your city. You may have seen the work of the House of Light scribe Ido, my daughter. She has been creating a chronicle of our journey. But there will be time for that later. This city holds great scholars and warriors. Ikora, Osiris, Lakshmi too, even the Saint. They have agreed to aid in your fight against the machines, and I will be your guide. I am a sacred splicer, one who can touch the light rippling through the Vex networks. For the light is all. The wind through the grass, and the motion of galaxies. In this way, I can see into the Vex domain. But your abilities might grow beyond mine. I have prepared something for you. A Splicer gauntlet. The first made for a non-Elixir. The ether it pulls from defeated foes will let you override the Vex signals. Push back and enter the machine domain as you did on Europa. Bring me data from within, and together we will discover its secrets. Fight
Okay, that was quite a bit of dialogue from Mithrax. Welcome back, everyone. I'm excited and I'm a little curious. There's an intro mission that I was expecting to activate. I was launched into it yesterday when I did when I first logged in when the servers were causing issues. Never finished it, and apparently it just gave me credit for it, so here we are. So basically the gist is that the Vex, as was previously mentioned in the opening cutscene, have cast the city, the last safe city of humanity, under an endless night. A simulation brought forward into reality because they're just that powerful. And we have to figure out a way to break it. And this Fallen, this Elixni, analogous kind of to the Elites, if you're familiar with them from Halo, is willing to help. He's helped us with missions in the past, but this is the greatest role that he's had to play in the story as far as the actual game is concerned thus far. And apparently he's going to use the last remnants of the forgotten technologies of his people to help us out. So we'll go ahead and pick this up. Complete playlist activities, public events, and defeat combatants anywhere in the system to gather ether. Use ether to craft key codes that can be used to open conflux chests in Override. Override being the seasonal activity. So we'll pick this up. Ooh, and we have a bunch of bounties and things here. Let's see. Defeat targets with shotguns, easy. Grenades, easy. Deposit data motes in Override, so play the game mode. Got it, understood. And defeat Vex with precision shots. Oh, this is all easy mode. Nice. Alright, so basically, this is kind of a monumental step forward. Let me get the big old sniper rifle off the screen. Never before have we had alien races just hanging out here in the tower. But look at these guys. They're just vibing. Funky little four-armed dudes. Hanging out, chatting with people, sharing information. These are some of the most basic enemies that we've been fighting ever since Destiny started. And some, not all, but some of them have decided, hey, maybe let's put down our arms and team up with humanity, because fighting them for the last 5 centuries has not exactly gone well. So that's pretty cool to see. I do like that. Destiny's a looter shooter, akin in many ways to Borderlands. So the whole focus of the game, other than the actual story, which is very good, and fortunately now has been brought into the game itself instead of just the lore cards that it always was in. Cool. We're going to go into an override mission. This should be fun. Launch override missions via the destination hub in your director. Sick. So, other than the story, which is very good, you want to get loot. Different missions have different modifiers. It's very MMO in that regard as well. But it's just a good shooter with good mechanics, and I do very much enjoy it. These are all modifications that I'm getting that I'll be able to apply to my armor and weapons to make things stronger. Reduce flinch. And while charged with light, readying or firing a rocket launcher grants it increased damage and reload speed. Ooh, let's go. I like that. Then I'll have to get this blast radius one as well. But so yeah, you apply mods, you get better gear, you figure out ways that you can deal with missions, and you get stronger. And the more cool stuff you can get, the better. Now, something as we're loading into this, you might have noticed, my Guardian, even though he is my Titan, and he is the same character that you've seen across the channel, might not look the same as you may expect him to look. Well, there's a reason for that. That reason is the armor that I was using for that look is outdated. It's no longer as good. I've gotten better armor. But I love that look. I like the look I have now. I think I look pretty baller. But I really fell in love with the look that we have now emblazoned here on the channel. But there's a thing. There's a system that they've added to the game. It's called Transmog. For anyone who's played an MMO, or for anyone who's played something like Diablo, or anything like that, you know what Transmog is. It's the ability to take one piece of gear and make it look like another piece of gear that you like more. That way you can have good stats on everything that you need to use, while still maintaining the look that you love. Right? Fairly standard, and now it finally exists in Destiny. The issue is that it exists in a very predatory way in Destiny. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a bad system. I haven't seen the specifics of grinding for it. There is a way to just play the game and unlock the ability to transmog things.
Network lies the secret to their portal technology. We could do great things with such power.
New dialogue from Lakshmi too. The issue is that you can also just buy it from the in-game store, which is not a great look. It's not great. It's very expensive, and it's designed for you to bypass the grind, and people aren't happy about it. So once we get the ability to unlock it for ourselves, we'll take a look and see just how bad it is or is not in the game to just grind for it. But I'm concerned that it might be very much not worth, but we'll see. If we're able to do it without it being too much of a problem, we're going to make our Guardian look exactly as he should by transmogging some armor, but we'll have to see. Now, more importantly, we're figuring out how we're dealing with everything here. And there's a lot happening. I'm not quite sure how these missions work yet. Each seasonal activity... Oh, I got a moat. Each seasonal activity is designed with its own mechanics in place. Feed it into the terminal to crash the system. Okay. So for this system, it looks like we're just feeding enemies to get moats that we can then deposit here. Yep. Overload the terminal with data to access the Vex network. Okay. And as we do this, we'll then be able to progress. We have a progression bar on the left-hand side there, I see. Overload the terminal with data to access Vex networks. Alright. So we're just going to fight, pick up these moats, and proceed. Oh, Saint 14. Saint 14, the character just speaking there, is one of my favorite Titans in all of Destiny. A role model for my character. And he's great. He's one of humanity's staunchest warriors, but he's also big and dumb and focused, and he's great. He's not actually dumb, but he's not tech savvy. He's very much a warrior of the physical world. So. Okay, looks like we shot everything that we needed to shoot there. Ah, okay, so we have to activate things up there. Alright, I'm seeing how this works. This is interesting because the Vex, the primary enemies that are causing all of this, even though they're spawning in Cabal, which is strange. The Vex are a hive mind of intelligent machines that are trying to form the perfect world in which they control everything and create the perfect machine. And so all of this kind of Tron-y architecture is all because they can literally bring their systems forward into reality, even though they are just data and code, which is pretty scary. And so we have all this weird architecture across a landscape that it definitely does not belong on. And they will continue to try to bring this stuff forward elsewhere if we don't stop it. Looks like we're almost at the threshold we need to reach. Can't see. Ah, I've been blinded. Okay. Haha! So that's a champion. Champion-type enemies are particularly nasty because they're able to activate certain abilities that other enemies can't access. That barrier champion can put up a shield that will heal him and reflect any and all projectiles fired at him. That's a problem, as I'm sure you can imagine. Oh, clear all countermeasures to proceed. Okay. Oh, that's a big boy. So, there's 3 types of champions, and there's specific weapon mods you can equip on your armor. Zoop! In order to deal with them, and actually be able to do what you need to do. What else do we need to destroy here? Here we go. Jump up here. Activate this. Nice.
The vortex gathers energy, moving from potential to material. Your splice nears completion.
Why seem is more exciting than I thought? It uses a delightful number of grenades.
Just gonna... Oh god, he didn't die. Alright, fair enough. But yeah, so you want to make sure in any activity that has champions in it, that you have the appropriate mods equipped to be able to deal with them, because otherwise they are next to impossible to put down permanently. Okay, sir. Let's be chill here. What the hell? Where'd he go? Reload, please. Oh, give me a wall. Okay, thank God. Oh, they're behind me as well. This is not good. There's a lot of enemies in here, man. There's a barrier champion there. This is my favorite weapon in the game, by the way, right here. This is the Thunderlord. It's a heavy machine gun that fires lightning. It causes lightning strikes on enemies periodically. It fires faster and faster the longer you're holding down the trigger. And the more enemies you kill, the faster it reloads. So it's just a storm of death, and it's great. Oh, that's a strong turret. Okay. We're just gonna pop the old super here. Boom! I love being a Titan. We're just the Storm and the Fury, and it's great. Not quite enough. Come on, reload. There we go.
The vortex is almost manifest. The subjugated mind will soon be revealed.
Where are the cores we need to shoot here? Oh, well, doesn't matter where the cores are because there's dogs. Oh, no, get me up there. I slid. Oh, we got it. Nice. Woohoo! Uh-huh. Interesting. Alright, we are definitely in the Vex network here now. This is wild. Well, let's not touch these. Careful. 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 Nice. This is exceedingly interesting. Oh, that wall wants to kill us. Ow. Okay. Understood. I've played this game a lot. I know the game pretty well. I have a lot of good gear, a lot of good gunplay skills and everything, yet somehow, when new challenges come out, Bungie always manages to trip me up. Okay. 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 Oh, I see. I just have to stand off to the side of this. Understood. And then you can jump on this, which sends you over here. Oh, and apparently I didn't get past the obstacle course fast enough, so that's good. Good to know that it'll bring us forward. Mm-hmm. Well, if this just isn't a boss arena, I don't know what is. Tacitus, this subjugated mind. Alright. Oh boy. Huh. Normally these are... we have to destroy these, but... oh, we have a guy over here. Okay, and then we take that. And that allows us to, I'm assuming, break the barrier. Yeah, there we go. Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Whoa, where'd he go? He teleported. There you are. Don't mind me if I just zoop. That took a nice chunk off him. Give me orbs. That's a hell of a noise. Oh, he's immune. Get our friend. Enemies incoming. The music in here is awesome. We're doing decent damage to him. It would be better if I had heavy ammo, but I used most of it in the beginning of the encounter to clear out all those mobs, which I think was fair. But, it's making it a little hard for me to do significant damage to the boss at the moment. Constantly checking my right to make sure nothing's sneaking up on me. Come on, we got him. There we go. Nice. Complete an override mission in under 12 minutes. I'll take that objective. Thank you. Ooh.
Talking to Vex is good. Better to destroy them.
Yes. You often destroy what you do not understand. The Elixir have seen this.
Let's not get too uppity here, Mithrax. So, there's been this ongoing thread since the season started that I've been arguing with people about and seeing people discuss, wherein people are saying, oh, well, I feel bad for fighting the Fallen, and oh, I don't even want to fight them anymore. They don't seem like such bad guys. And Mithrax being like, well, you often destroy what you do not understand, yada, yada, yada. Here's the thing about the Fallen. The Fallen have been waging a campaign of genocide against humanity for centuries. Literal centuries. And as such, you have fabled warriors like Saint 14 who've been around that entire time. I'll return to orbit here. Who have been fighting for humanity against those very forces. And yes, the Fallen have been attacking us because they're desperate and their worlds were destroyed and they're trying to find resources and they're trying to take back the Traveler, which blessed us, etc., etc., etc. So it's not like they're doing it out of malice, but the fact of the matter is they're still doing it. And so for Mithrax to be like, well, you often destroy what you do not understand, to Saint 14, who's saved literal colonies of people who were under attack, some of them being eaten by Fallen, it's a little disingenuous. It's a little missing the point, I feel like. So I haven't been too happy with the Fallen apologists recently. People have been telling me, oh, well, you know, it's not all Fallen, or, you know, the sins of the fathers do not bear on the son, and yada, yada, you know, tired old adages like that. And, you know, that's fair. That's fair. I'm more than willing to give Elixir or Fallen a chance. But to try and be disparaging towards some of humanity's staunchest, most stalwart and storied warriors for doing what they needed to do to keep humanity alive against an invading threat, that's a little not cool. That's a little not cool. All right, let's talk. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? So you're kind of wrapped. The power is flickering. Interesting. This man is kind of wrapped awkwardly around around that railing there, but see, like, these guys, they're cool. Like, whatever. They're just hanging out. They're vibing. It's fine. Like, that's fine. I have no problem with that. So yeah, I'm curious to see how the story develops as we have this whole kind of strain between the way that Mithrax and his friendly House of Elixni feel towards us and how we feel towards them versus the rest of the Fallen and all that type of stuff. So I'm curious to see how it all shakes out.
It has been some time since you and I have worked together. That's going to change. As internal affairs falls under my purview, you'll be reporting to me for this operation. Mithrax has kept his promise. His splicers work tirelessly to decode the data you pulled from the Vex network. Zavala and I have every confidence that this was the right decision. Years of hidden operations coming to fruition in our time of need. The Elixni would say, the great machine provides. But if Osiris hadn't suggested we contact Mithrax directly, all our outreach could have been wasted. Guardian, we are all made to believe that loss is how we grow. It took me decades to see that it is not the pain we learn from, but the risk, the chances we take, and the strength to see them through. Here in the city, every new life can begin in peace, without fear, without loss. We need only set aside the past. While you're in the field, I've asked Saint 14 to oversee the Elixni settlement. If we can turn the Kellbreaker into an advocate for House Light, then others will follow. I hope he's feeling generous. Where the darkness seeks to divide us, we need only offer out a hand.
Interesting. Well, there we go. That very topic that I was just discussing coming into the fore here. Ikora welcomes you back and tells you she's pleased you'll be working together. Mithrax and the House of Light Splicers are working tirelessly to decode the data you retrieve from the Vex network. Ikora has ordered Saint 14 to oversee the humanitarian operations in the Elixni Quarter. If we can turn the Kellbreaker into an advocate for House Light, then others will follow, she says. Where the darkness seeks to divide us, we would only offer out a hand. So that is interesting. And again, Saint 14 is called the Kellbreaker because the Kells are the top leadership of the fallen houses. They are kings, barons, rulers, dukes, presidents, dictators. You could use a variety of terminology to describe them, but without a Kell, a house falls apart. And Saint 14 has killed many Kells in his time. So I see what they're going for here and what Ikora here is talking about. She's talking about how being able to take someone like that and making them an advocate for a house, a specific house of Fallen, that could be powerful. That could definitely be powerful. So I can see why they want to do that. That's fair. Go to the Elixni wing of the helm to receive a secure communication from Lakshmi 2. Cool. Will do. It's cool to see Ikora back in the story as well. If you don't know, Ikora is a character that has been around in Destiny from the very beginning. She is one of the 3 Vanguards alongside Commander Zavala and Cade 6. Cade 6, unfortunately, no longer being with us. He was slain in a previous expansion, and his role has remained unfilled on the Vanguard. And Ikora hasn't been around in a while because her voice actress, Gina Torres, who you may know from Firefly, has been unable to record for a variety of different reasons, not the least of which being COVID. So it seems they might have finally recast her, which is a shame, because Gina Torres is an amazing actress, and she's been Ikora for the entire lifespan of Destiny. But if it means having one of the 3 Vanguard back in rotation when it comes to actual storytelling, I'll take it. That's fair. Now, you might ask what the Vanguard are. The Vanguard are the kind of governing body of the Guardians. There's one for each Guardian class. Commander Zavala, who governs the Titans, including myself. Ikora, who governs the Warlocks, and Cade, who governed the Hunters. Now, the Hunters haven't been really bothered too much by lacking a Vanguard because they're the most free-spirited of the Guardians to begin with, but Ikora and Zavala have been feeling the strain of being 2 out of 3 and trying to manage all the extra duties that Cade would have. So it's good to see her kind of back in the middle of things.
When I requisitioned this transmitter, I was told the helm would be a secure location. I suppose this will have to do. Greetings, Guardian. I'm Lakshmi II of the Future War Cult, and I'm here to offer my assistance, because you need it quite badly. The Future War Cult has long used Vex-derived technology to see into the future. I won't bore you with an explanation of mind forking. Suffice to say, we understand its dangers and use the device responsibly. I have glimpsed our future, Guardian, and what I saw was chilling. Skies dark with smoke, shouting, gunfire, and in the center of it all, standing in our city, a group of fallen, the same fallen I saw earlier. Ikora listened to my report, but she chose not to hear it. The Vanguard would rather protect its image than its people. And so, I will handle things myself. We can change this future. Stop it from happening. While I monitor your progress against the Vex and assist where I am able, I will observe these fallen. If they begin to act against us, well, when I foresaw the Red War, they laughed, until Gaul bound the traveler. This time, I will not whisper my warnings. I will not be polite. I look forward to working with you, Guardian. Together, we can protect our city from all who would wish it harm.
Interesting, man. Very interesting. This is a very cool moment for me and for my Guardian specifically, because my Guardian has always been a member of the Future War Cult. A long time ago, starting back in Destiny 1, and for a decent chunk of Destiny 2, you were actually able to pledge allegiance to factions. And in so doing, you would get missions or just faction-specific loot, different things like that. And the three factions have always been interesting. There's Dead Orbit, which has always believed that the Last City and the Traveler are a lost cause, and the only way that humanity is going to survive is by gathering a massive flotilla, a huge fleet of spaceships, and leaving, and trying to colonize a new home, away from all the enemies of humanity, away from the darkness, away from all of it. Then there's the New Monarchy, who believes that there's too many factions, too many fractured power structures, too many people pulling on the already threading seams of the city, and they believe that there needs to be a monarchy, literally a monarchy, with one ruler, one leader, that can unite all of humanity and push forward together. Then finally, there's the Future War Cult, and the FWC has always been exceedingly interesting because, as we saw there with Lakshmi, who is the leader, they have used a variety of different pieces of technology slapdash together and plugging people into it in order to divine the future. And it's always been questionable. They've always been kind of operating on the very edges of legality and morality, but they've seen a very, very, very high number of interesting things, and their lore entries have often been some of the most accurate and some of the best ways to divine where we might be going with the future of the story. So it's really cool to see Lakshmi back. It's awesome for my Guardian again because he's always been aligned with the Future War Cult. It's a shame that that isn't recognized in-game. Sometimes the game does recognize like specific things that you've done or specific things about your character's race, being exo, awoken, or human, or species, I guess you could say, depending how you want to look at it. It's a shame that his loyalty to the Future War Cult isn't recognized, that he doesn't know who Lakshmi is, even though he's worked with her for years, but it's fine. It's fine. It's cool, though, to see that she's back, and it's exciting to know that she's not quite on board with this whole Fallen in the City thing. So I'm excited to see how that plays out. Okay. Let's see. Nothing new here that she had to say. Path of the Splicer 1 complete. Speak with Mithrax through the Splicer Servitor in the Elixni Wing of the Helm. A lot of story stuff this season as well. They've been doing really good with this. One of the things that Destiny has often been kind of harassed about, or people critiqued it for, is the fact that it has this beautiful, expansive lore and world and history and characters, and none of it's ever talked about in-game. They're changing that, as you can see from all the cutscenes and dialogues and voice acting and everything we've got thus far.
Can't say I'm enjoying lying low, Commander.
Oh, hey, it's Crow.
Reminds me of the old days. But, hey, I'm nothing if not good at following orders. If it was my choice, I'd be there helping you get the Elixni settled in the city. Might be hard to believe, but they're more like us than you think. Just give them a chance, like you did for me. Belask. That's how they say hello. Just so you know.
So that's, okay, now on the opposite side of the Elixni or the Fallen are the good guys, we have Crow. Crow is an interesting character because he's actually a guardian who was resurrected from a very infamous character, Prince Uldren, who actually became corrupted and was the one who killed Cade a few years ago in the Forsaken campaign. And after we killed him in Retribution, he was actually brought back as a guardian and has become quite the influential and controversial figure as a result. So Crow is not Uldren. Crow, however, experienced a lot of persecution because of people who thought that he was Uldren, or who could not forgive him for his past alter ego's actions. But we, his killers previously, and Zavala, the commander, have chosen to look past that and give him a chance. And he's been a very, very interesting character as a result. Very caring, very empathetic. Definitely cares about the Fallen and other races as well. So I'm excited to see where his story goes in all of this.
I have felt your conflicts with the Vex from here, and your victories. This area is a crossroads. Many threads connect this city to the Vex. They seek to use their simulation to drain the light from this place. And to their will. Just as you seek to disrupt their network. But while you fight for survival, their motives are unclear. The network connection cannot be broken without destroying your city. Both are bound now. And one must fall for the other to survive. But there is hope. Every Vex you destroy sends ripples across this false dark sky. I do not know how many must fall to end the simulation they have created, but the data they guard hides the answer. We will study it together. This is my word in the light.
Interesting. Mithrax shares what he learned by studying the Vex data you brought him. The city is a conflux, a paradromic knot of threads from the Vex network. The Vex are draining the energy from the city, but beyond that, their motives are unclear. Interesting. Okay. Alright, he's going to keep helping us out. And now this synthweave plate. This is where we're getting some transmog stuff involved. And it's interesting that they're just giving this to us. Use the Splicer Servitor upgrade subscreen to improve your Splicer gauntlet using decrypted data. Okay, that makes sense. So we can actually buy upgrades here. This is a fairly standard thing for seasonal content in Destiny. We can choose what upgrades we want to get when, and choose basically how we're going to be progressing through the season. So, let's see here. Oh, definitely grabbing memory expansion. Anything that just lets you hold more and earn more of the seasonal currency is good to get. Let's see. Higher chance to drop ether. So less damage to you. Override chests have increased rewards. Oh. Definitely going to be getting override efficiency. That sounds solid. Cool. So now we're going to be able to get more gear when we do the override activity, which is, in a loot game, very good. Alright, now we got a quest there to talk to 801, I believe it said. Maybe. Hold on. We have post box, umbral decoder. I'm not too worried about any of that. We can go to the Elixni Quarter and see what they're up to down there. We also have quests to pick up here. Okay. We're going to go over here to the rest of the tower and talk to the gunsmith, because it seems like he has some quests for us to pick up. And I think he might be where we can kick off the Transmog stuff that I would like to get to, because I want to talk about it once I can see more about what it entails and how it works. And also so we can try and trick out our Guardian and make him look like he's supposed to. We can see here the false night of the city. You can see like there's like this data stuff above us. That's actually pretty cool. Oh yeah, look at all this. The city does not normally look like this. Yeah, they've got everything tied to the Vex network now. That's wild. Interesting. Huh. Curious to see how this is all going to shake out. Let's see. Armor synthesis introduction. Yep, here we go. This is it. Folks are saying Ada 1's back. Don't remember her leaving, Banshee grumbles. His eyes narrow, but he doesn't stop preparing the auto rifle on his desk. Banshee basically has Alzheimer's. He's a very old, very important exo who's been rebooted so many times that his memory is just shot. Come to think of it, guess I didn't see her for a while. Anyway, I hear she's asking Guardians for help. Got some new project in the works. Something about programmable matter and Europa? Fallen too. Hard to keep the details straight, but I'm glad she's keeping busy. The servos in his hand whir quietly as he works on the weapon. Maybe pay her a visit. Whatever she's making, I'm sure it's worth your time. She's always been a special talent. Alright, need to see what she's up to with that. And then, what is this? Oh, this is the catalyst for our stasis pistol that we got, or sidearm, at the start of the season. Let's see. Never saw a gun like that before, he says quietly. Thing would go cold in your hands. Nothing good can come from a piece like that. Hey, Guardian, he says as he notices you. Do me a favor. You ever find a sidearm that runs cold, you be sure to keep this catalyst far away from it, you hear? He holds up a damaged sidearm catalyst. Of course, things busted pretty bad now. I need plenty of calibration data to get it up and running again. Get me some, would you? Interesting. So he gives us the catalyst for this to fix it, but we have the gun, so we're just going to plug it into the gun, presumably. What is this? Abandoned quests. Earn points by defeating targets in playlist activities. Earn bonus progress for defeating targets with fusion rifles, disintegrations, or solar damage in the Crucible, Gambit, or Strike playlists. Aha! This is to get a fusion rifle, which is my favorite type of weapon in the game other than heavy machine guns. And I think I know exactly what it does. I think it's a rehash of an old gun that we don't have anymore. So that's exciting. That's going to be good. Things clanking and clattering all over the place while the Fallen clamber around and do their thing. Look at these guys. Trying to figure out how a vending machine works. Just gesturing at it like, Hey, Ada. Been a while.
Anything you need, Titan.
This is different. Ada is a character who was very important for a past season. Things are very different here now, though.
Before I opened my doors to Guardians, I watched you thrash through your collective existence. Loss never so much as hindered your destructive stride. The Red War, a Vanguard's death, mere hiccups. Back then, I judged you as callous. I assumed it was easy for you to rebuild, because your condition makes you incapable of caring about anything.
Our condition of being immortal guardians of humanity.
Now, I find myself in a dark hour, and I must admit I am envious of your tenacity. The Black Armory was founded to stand against the coming shadow. But when the darkness returned, and our defenses faltered. My work made no difference. Humanity's focus shifted to the stars, and now the forges are gone. If I hope to maintain the Armory's legacy, it's clear I must build something new. The fallen refugees who fled Europa tell of some unfinished Braytech research on matter programming. I believe it could be a new start for the Armory. I've used the Vanguard network to download as much as I can. But some branches can't be accessed remotely. And Europa remains a dangerous front for the Lightless. I need you to enter the Braytech facilities and download the data manually.
She can't go herself because she doesn't have the light. She's not a guardian, so if she dies, she dies. So we're going to do her dirty work for her after she was just smack-talking us. Sounds about right. Let's see. They're retrieving the last remaining research data from Europa's surface, as it's not accessible via the network. All right. We can do this for you. Obtain an armor synthesis bounty with a randomly selected Vanguard objective. Right, and you can complete 10 armor synthesis bounties per season for each class. So this is where this is an issue. You can grind to get the ability to transmog a few pieces of armor. But you can only get 10 a season. Just 10, so you can transmog 10 pieces of gear. That's it. You better choose wisely. Unless, of course, you pay Bungie some money, in which case you can get a few more. I believe the going rate is $10 for the ability to transmog 5 pieces of armor. It's a little expensive. Seeing as how $10 is the cost of a season. An entire season's worth of content. Or, you know, you can give them $10 and you can make a few pieces of armor look like a few other pieces of armor. Tell you what I'm not going to be doing. That. Ever. It's a bad look, man. It's a bad look. But they did give us some for free. Of course. So I would like to do this thing. The thing is, I don't know how to do this thing. Appearance customization, customize shaders and ornaments. Aha. Yep, this is it. So basically, we can go in to any of our gear, I guess.
So many guardians. Still gets to me sometimes.
And any armor I've ever unlocked, I can make into an ornament that I can then apply to any other piece of armor. Got it. Interesting. Okay. I see. I see how they want to do this. Okay. I got it. So, I'm assuming we can preview everything before we actually confirm anything. So let me see if I can't get my guardians set up here the way I want. And there we have it. After much tinkering was had, my guardian in his full glory. Now, there might be some differences that you will notice if you look closely between my profile picture and my end screen compared to here, and that's because, you know, my good friend Lena made some creative liberties to help him look a little bit better in profile and things like that. The fur on his jacket is white in our profile picture instead of it black here, but that's okay. I like the changes that she made. I'm happy with how that worked out. So, no, I'm happy about this, being able to match up my guardian with what he's supposed to look like according to my profile picture and everything is very nice. So I can show you here with his helmet on as well. Ta-da! There he is in all his glory. Now, of course, if I wanted to go back to his previous appearance, I could change all of this back. That is more than feasible. I would be perfectly able to do that. And what's funny is I forgot all of these changes that I made, these are ornaments that I already had unlocked, that I just got from playing the game previously. So I didn't actually have to spend any transmog materials to do this. So I actually have the ability to go and make more, which is cool. But suffice to say, though, I'm not happy still with the way they have transmog set up. I have to do a little bit more. I don't know how one goes about getting these bounties or how long it takes to do so, but the fact that you have to already grind to get these bounties takes 150 synth strand. I don't know how one gets synth strand to do this. And then you have to complete the bounty to be able to transmog one piece of armor, and you can only do that 10 times over the course of a season. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. It's weird. But other than that, though, I'm happy with the seasonal content that I've seen thus far. There's plenty of stuff that'll continue to come out as the season goes on. They release stuff pretty much every week for the first half of the season at the very least, so there should be plenty of new content coming. I might do some streams. That could be fun. We'll see how this video does, what you guys think of the game. If it's something that you would like to see, we could maybe work some streams of it in. But if not, that's okay too. I'm just happy to have shown it off and shown my Titan as he looks, as you guys probably know him from seeing him around the channel. That said, though, I do think I'm going to call this one here. I'm going to get this edited and uploaded so you guys can see kind of what's going on. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I do very much appreciate it. If you know someone that you think would enjoy this or any of my other videos, if you could shoot them a link, that'd just be swell. Until the next time, though, I hope you all have a good night. Stay safe and healthy out there. And remember, be good to each other. Bye now.